Hello and welcome to Desmond's Donders. It's Wednesday waffle time once again, and I've got something quite interesting for you today. At this point I haven't quite decided what the title will be, but as there's an outside broadcast I'd probably best feature that. So you'll need to wait to see what the Engineer's Cross is. So, what have we been up to? Well, Lindsay was working on the Saturday, so I ran away to Portsoy Pool. I had 4 days, 3 nights there, and Lindsay came after work on the Saturday. She took a few pictures, but when we got up on the Sunday, any thought of taking pictures Sunday afternoon disappeared. The heavens opened, and there was a great thunderstorm, so we packed up and came home. Just let me make a note on my tablet. So I had a great time at Portsoy. I had not the best of weather, but grey, cloudy, overcast, but warm and dry. A couple of videos coming up. Lindsay's photo diary, she took some on the Saturday, and she managed a few on the Sunday morning, but not a complete photo diary, and you'll have to see what we do about that when the video comes out. Okay, videos are up and coming. Videos, so let's talk about videos. Friday we have the Bloody Pits and St John's Kirkyard. That's video from our trip back in time. It's a great spot, and the photos don't do it justice. The diary that has been out shows the place, but it really needs to be seen in video to appreciate the road in and the views with the drone and the cameras, etc. What a place. Lovely place, and we'll certainly be back there. Next week's videos. On Monday we have our fortnights. No, we haven't started playing video games. It's about our trip to the Tapo North. That's a new to us park up. It's only small, but well worth a visit if you're up this way. Wednesday, or Waffle, who knows what about. And Friday is called Who Climbed the Bloody Hell? This is a famous quote from Lindsay, and it's video, etc. from the Tapo North, and that was a great spot. Well, now we come to me getting comfortable, and we'll talk about what the waffle's about. The waffle this week is about YouTube. People have been having problems with messages going disappeared, comments going awry, and sometimes arriving back in a couple of hours, sometimes never to be seen again. For me, I've had those problems, and I've had those problems for the same couple of people. It's not everybody, so I don't know the wheres or whys or when fors, but it's the same couple of people whose messages seem to go awry. They seem to disappear. So, but other people are reporting it. I'm finding, and this isn't browser orientated, this is browser independent, because I've tried it on 6 different browsers, and for all you that are now going, there aren't 6 different kinds of browsers. Yes, there are. Go and look. I'll name 4 for you straight off that you'll know about: Firefox, Chrome, Opera, and Edge. Yeah? Right. Well, they all have been exhibiting this problem for me, and that is, you watch a video and you go on to the next one, and there's up to 30 seconds of black screen with the loading circle going. And you look, I've run tests, I've looked at memory tests, I've looked at that, but you can see it just using the task manager built into Windows and checking the usage there. There's hardly any disk usage, there's hardly any internet usage, there's hardly any video processor being used, any CPU being used, and there's no increase in memory. And in my machine, no shortage of memory. I've got plenty of memory. But on all of those videos, plus 2 more, the same symptom. And it has to be waiting for YouTube to respond. So there's a server issue there, perhaps. Anyway, before I give you my thoughts on the problems at YouTube, I'm going to hand over to that guy on the outside broadcast who's going to tell you about the engineer and the cross. He was an engineer. He'd worked at a plant for 40 years. The plant had run superb, but now he's retired and enjoying, hopefully for him, a long retirement. Then one day, the phone goes. It's his old work. They're asking him to come on in and help them with the problem because the plant is completely shut down. He thinks about it and then decides to go in. Helps out his old workmates. And he just walks around the plant, listening and looking what's going on. And eventually, he takes a piece of chalk and makes a mark on one of the bits of the plant, a cross. He walks over to the tool store, selects a hammer, walks back and hits the plant at the point where the cross is drawn. The plant bursts back into life and continues. It's working again. And they said, "That's amazing, that is amazing. How much do you want for that job?" He said, £100,000 should just about cover it. And they said, £100,000, that's an awful lot. Can you send us an itemised bill? So he did. And on the itemised bill, he placed 2 lines. £1 for marking a cross on plant. £1 for hitting the cross on the plant. £99,998 knowing where to place the cross. I'll hand you back to that guy. He's going to tell you the story of why YouTube might need to look for somebody who knows where to place the cross. I think many of you have probably heard that story, but well worth repeating, because basically that's what I think is going wrong at YouTube. It's a complex system, and complex systems take a lot of coding and a lot of management. And the coders need to know the system. So what I reckon has happened is that since YouTube first came out, the original coders have moved up in the company or moved on. More money elsewhere, whatever. So now the coders, as were, don't have the time, especially with the upgrades and updates YouTube are doing. They don't have the time to learn the system to the same extent as the people who wrote the original. So they're learning a complex system from the ground up, and now suddenly they're the coders. They're the man, as it were, or men, or ladies, or whatever. Let's not offend anybody. I'm offending YouTube as it is. And they don't know all the ins and outs. They don't know the system well enough. Anybody who's done any object-oriented programming, you'll know how difficult it can get if somebody's not quite following the spec stroke objects the way they should be. We had an instance in a place I worked where a guy insisted on working his own way, and so for one of the objects, one of the actors in fact it was in the thing, he'd written his own, because instead of doing what he should have done and changed the original, he wrote his own as a separate entity, and that's what he called. So any changes made to the original were not made in his version or in his bit of code until such time as it started having a problem. So that's what I think is going on. Something similar, something along those lines. There's been quick fixes and hacks over the years to make things work that the current generation of coders don't know about. And all we can do is sit and hope that one day they fix this problem. But of course by then, this generation of coders will have moved on, moved up. But there'll be a new one by then. We'll be okay. Anyway, I've waffled on enough. I've told you about the videos that are coming. I've told you what I've been up to or what we've been up to. And I've waffled on forever. So, here's a bit of drone footage. And I'll see you next week. But don't forget to come back and watch our videos. Thank you for watching Desmond's Doneness.
And remember, please take nothing but memories and leave nothing but tracks. Please subscribe and ring the bell for notifications, and hopefully we'll see you next time.